Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today we're tackling a massive story, the formation of modern India. We're looking at nearly a century, from 1858 all the way to 1950.
And it's really three stories at once, isn't it? Our sources show this anti-colonial struggle, but also this tragic failure of unity, and then somehow the successful creation of the Republic.
So let's start at the beginning, 1858. What happens there?
Well, that's the big shift. The 1857 uprising ends, and the British Crown takes direct control from the East India Company.
So out with the corporate corruption.
And in with Crown-led cynicism. What's fascinating is this contradiction they set up. They created a facade of political participation.
But with no actual power.
None. They basically institutionalized powerlessness. And that right there is the seed of the entire independence movement, that frustration.
And that frustration gets supercharged by economics, right? The Raj's whole system was extractive.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, on one hand, you see this massive boom in commercialization and global trade, but on the other,
It's built on undermining food security inside India itself.
exactly, which leads to these widespread, really severe famines. And that's when abstract political ideas become urgent. The demand for self-rule, for Swaraj, becomes visceral.
So how did people fight back? The resistance wasn't just one thing.
No, not at all. We obviously think of Mahatma Gandhi's approach, this genius of nonviolence, of satyagraha. The Salt March is the classic example.
But that wasn't the only path people were taking. Our sources point to powerful militant alternatives too.
Right. You have figures like Subhas Chandra Bose creating the Indian National Army, or the martyrdom of revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh. They just didn't believe nonviolence was enough.
And while all this is happening, there's another fight going on, an internal one.
A parallel struggle. Dr. B.R. Ambedkar's fight for social liberation. His point was simple. What good is freedom from Britain if you aren't free from, systemic inequality at home? He was relentless against untouchability.
Let's talk about the divide, about partition. Our sources point to a really specific turning point, not in the 40s, but earlier, 1937. The provincial elections, yes. This was a critical political moment. Congress wins big, but then they make a choice.
To exclude the Muslim League from coalition governments.
And that one decision creates what our sources call boundless Muslim discontent. It just validates the entire two-nation theory.
It makes it seem necessary.
It gives it proof. It says, you see, we can't coexist politically.
So was there any last chance for unity?
There was. 1946, the Cabinet Mission Plan, a really complex three-tiered federal structure designed to keep India whole.
But it fell apart. Why?
In a word, distrust. The plan had this mandatory grouping of provinces to create large autonomous Muslim majority regions. For Jinnah, this was non-negotiable.
And for Congress?
Congress, under Nehru, said provinces wouldn't be forced to join those groups. And with that, the guarantee of autonomy was gone. Jinnah saw it as a betrayal.
And the path to partition was set.
It was cemented. And the execution, it was a catastrophe. Britain, exhausted after World War II, just wanted out. They passed the Indian Independence Act in July 1947 and mandated division within a single month. 1 month. And that gives us the Radcliffe Line, this arbitrary border drawn right through places like Punjab.
The result was, the numbers are hard to even process. Up to 20 million people displaced. Maybe 2 million dead. It's a staggering human trauma.
And yet, in the middle of all that chaos, the new state had to consolidate. It had to survive.
And this is where Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, the Iron Man of India, is just masterful. He has to integrate over 560 princely states into the new union.
How did he even do that? His main tool was the instrument of accession, right?
It was. But it was genius. It immediately transferred control of just three things: defense, external affairs, and communications.
So before the Constitution is even written, he's secured the territorial base. He makes resistance almost a practical impossibility.
Precisely. And that security allows the Constituent Assembly to do its work over the next 3 years.
Which brings us back to Dr. Ambedkar.
Yes. As chairman, he oversees the drafting of a constitution that isn't just a rule book. It's a tool for social engineering.
You see that perfectly in Article 17.
The absolute abolition of untouchability. It's a promise. It transforms political freedom into a pledge for internal social justice. And that all culminates on January 26, 1950, when India becomes a sovereign republic.
So the big takeaway here is this idea of a dual revolution. It's freedom from Britain, yes, but it's also this binding internal promise of social justice.
Exactly. And that leaves us with a thought for you to consider. Think about how that political distrust, the thing that killed the cabinet mission plan, and the incredible rush to draw the Radcliffe line, how that moment of failure remains the absolute historical bedrock of so many geopolitical tensions in the region today.